Our world is in crisis. In the face of these challenges, science is our best tool. We can no longer ignore that if our scientific processes get stuck on the path of status quo, these problems will only get worse. But there is hope. Open science points us towards a better process, a way to transformative change in how we create, share, and use knowledge. It is the fork in the road that is offered to us each moment we make decisions on how we work. However, the academic system is highly competitive and strained by limited resources. In this environment, the journey to embracing open science may seem like a painful task, a burden, an act of compliance. The truth is, open science is not easy to define. We're navigating uncharted terrain. What remains clear is that open science is not limited to ticking the boxes of an institutional checklist. Instead, it stands as an act of empowerment against elements of the status quo that obstruct progress in our scientific processes. It is a rebellion, a collective movement to liberate knowledge and cultivate a more open scientific landscape. The first step on that path may not always be clear, but projects already established at EPFL are showing the way. Scala is an open-source programming language and community. Hundreds of contributors around the world support its continued development, and it is used by millions of people. Scala has been so successful that major companies have integrated the language into their workflows. What makes Scala successful is the interconnectedness of all contributors who not only co-create the language, but also build their community through events to foster connection and exchange. The importance that Scala places on accessible organization, open communication, and rewarding collaboration empowers all members to take ownership of their contributions and to truly co-create. An idea became a concept that then became a first line of code. Where in your field can you bring people together to advance processes and standards? It begins with a discussion, a workshop, and eventually writing that first line. Now, imagine a commons to which everyone in your field is invited, where researchers can interact and work collaboratively. If you're a materials scientist, that commons already exists. Materials Cloud enables resources such as data, lectures, computational methods, and simulation tools to be shared with the whole community. Unlike a microscope or telescope facility in which potential users may be limited by their geographic location, affiliation, or the number of possible operators, Materials Cloud alleviates physical constraints and enables anyone to access and redeploy its tools all over the world at any time. But the Materials Cloud community is not the only commons in town, and the next step in your own open science journey may be as simple as investigating similar platforms in your own field, or to take the first step to creating one. I want to ask you about the lifespan of your datasets. Do they live and die with you or with your lab? Or does their potential go far beyond the transistors of your computer or the walls of your institution? CoughVid has crowdsourced over 20,000 cough recordings to diagnose and continuously monitor the symptoms of respiratory conditions. The lifespan of the entire dataset is extended by making each and every cough freely accessible, allowing students, researchers, and professionals around the world to reuse it and maximize its research impact. This sharing could not have been done without careful planning, structuring, and labeling of datasets. So what are the data standards in your field? And how can you provide the right documentation for other researchers to effectively build on your work? As we confront technological imperatives in the face of vast datasets and complex global challenges like climate change, the time for open science is now. Open science does not ask of us to be compliant. It asks of us to be empowered and defiant. Defiant to see science as a collaborative commons by planning upfront how other researchers could contribute to our research. Defiant to think of the next generation of scientists that will follow our research by opening up our processes, techniques, and data. Defiant to be the scientists who will be the movement, to take the path and shape open science.